sir. We live. We back, man. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. We are the leaders in single entry 3 max and 20 max content. But you know what I tell you all the time, man. Does not matter your style of play. If you're playing NBA DFS, this is one of the best spots you can be in. Go on and hit that subscribe button. Turn that notification bell on, man. Trust me, you will not be sorry on this one. Alright? Also, do me one small favor this Friday morning, man. Go on and hit that like button for your boy, man. Increase your chances of winning. Get some good energy and karma headed your way. Hey, man, just hit the like button. It's overall beneficial for you. And I appreciate you for doing it, man. Thank you for tuning in. All right. If you're new here, man, this is my starting five, quote unquote, starting five series, but it is the playoffs, a lot smaller slate. So I'm bringing you 3 plays across DraftKings and FanDuel that I'm going to have in my player pool. But before we get into that, man, you know, we got the lineup review, going over my best lineups from yesterday. Well, going over my single entry lineups from yesterday's slate. Let's talk about them. We'll get right into the plays, man. You know, I don't like to hold you long. All right. Last night on DK, rough one. Lost like half my buy-in. 20 max really saved me, but single entry was absolutely atrocious, man. If you went to that Orlando side like me, if you didn't get Bancaro or Wagner, it was pretty much all terrible. Or Suggs. Bancaro, Wagner, and Suggs were the only 3 magic that you had to have, man. So really got rough here. I try to get different with some magic. Let's get into the lineup. Kyle Lowry at the top, 41% on. That's what I had the salary for, given this build. I told the gang before I was a little nervous with Milton coming back. I didn't know how those minutes was gonna look, but still thought Larry role was pretty secure. Got to him at 4,700 on 21 fantasy points. Gary Harris did not get there as far as minutes wise and production wise. You saw more of Cole Anthony and Markelle Fultz got back into the rotation this game. So definitely cutting the Gary Harris production and minutes here. Horrible outing for him. 6 fantasy points. Got to LeBron James, 9,500. 33% on, man. I was high on him yesterday. You saw him in the video. It's just LeBron James in what was pretty much a must-win game for the Lakers against the Nuggets. And now I'm afraid they're about to get swept out of here. I went all in on the Lakers last night. I played all of them. LeBron, Russell, Reeves, AD. I was just getting them in different combinations, man. I really wanted to go to those Lakers in what I felt was a do-or-die situation. Reeves was solid, AD was solid, LeBron was solid. Russell really failed us here, as you'll see in a second. But LeBron, 52 fantasy points, definitely need a bigger game. I was hoping he'd get that triple-double and the Lakers could sneak a win out here, but did not happen. Power forward and center, man. Actually, I tweeted out before we even got that starting lineup that I was kind of backing off of Jonathan Isaac. And then we got the starting lineup and he was not starting. I thought that meant he could possibly be moved completely out of the rotation or definitely kept minutes but like 15 or below. So I thought with the bulk of the run would go to Carter and Wagner. And given their prices, I went with them both here, man. I thought I could pretty much get 40 plus minutes at the center spot for about 7,800, and that's what I was going for here. Did not happen that way though. Isaac was still involved in the rotation. He still got solid minutes, but that group as a whole, Isaac, Wagner, Carter, man, it's gonna be tough getting to those guys going forward, just because you just don't know what the rotation is gonna be. Both of them failed here. Had Wagner at 60% on, Wendell Carter Jr. at 33% on. They just did not get it done. Wendell Carter Jr. played the most of the minutes of the group. He just had a horrible game. So it's just going to be tough to get to those Orlando bigs down there for the rest of this series. We'll have to see if something changes, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a rotation through hot hand approach. But they failed us last night. D'Angelo Russell, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. 35% on, only 10 fantasy points. No need to even talk about it. My other forward spot, I went Evan Mobley. I was back and forth between him and Franz Wagner right here, and ultimately decided I didn't want 4 Magic in my lineup. So I wanted to go Mobley here, especially since I already had 3 Magic, kind of get a little game run back. And the Magic just crushed the Cavs here in this spot. Did not see that coming. I thought they would be competitive and have a fighting chance to win, but did not see the blowout here. And it just hurt everything about this game. Like I said, outside of those big three, Suggs, Bankero, and Franz Wagner, you didn't need nothing else from the Magic. You didn't need nothing else from this game outside of them three. Mobley let down here with 20 fantasy points. He was playing good. He was playing well, but the game got out of hand. No closing run. So Joel Embiid at the bottom. Definitely was going to him, especially after guaranteeing they're going to win the series. I knew he would come out gunning. That was my plan, man, to get to LeBron, get to Embiid. The two teams that I knew had to win. I wanted to take their two best players, and that's how we was going to build around it. Did not work out for us. Embiid, though, definitely crushed 69 fantasy points from him. So rough one on DK. But FanDuel continued to cruise, man. Came in 44th place over here in this $10 single entry. Had some Suggs at 65%, 41. I tell you all the time, I kind of like use the sites against each other. So you see in my single entry on DK, the Magic I had. On the FanDuel side, I came back and got to the big three, so I kind of like had my bases covered. Suggs, 65% on 41 fantasy points, like I said. I went to my boy Miles McBride for a little value piece. Only 14 fantasy points for him at 8% on, but it's fine. I can live with it. OG Anunoby finally had a solid game at 40% on. He got you 30 fantasy points. And Russell, once again, let me down over here on FanDuel. If I go to Reeves, we probably got a takedown, but D'Angelo Russell on this side, 39% on, only 11 fantasy points. Paulo Banchero finally had his big one, 58 fantasy points. Franz Wagner was solid over here as well, 34 fantasy points. Had LeBron once again. That was just my guy. 52 fantasy points from him over here. And then Aaron Gordon is who did it for me. Big game from him, man. 53 fantasy points over here on the FanDuel side. 29 points, 15 boards. Just a monster performance from Aaron Gordon. And then at the bottom, Wendell Carter Jr. got me again. 33% on, only 8 fantasy points. So, very solid night on FanDuel. Profitable. We'll definitely take that. Let's get into today's 3 plays I got for you. They're going to look very similar on both sites, man. Like I told you on yesterday's video, it's going to get kind of redundant with these same games being on the same slates. You're going to kind of see the same players. You're going to... You just want to try to get a feel for the series and try to be ahead of the herd, man. Try to get ahead of the herd, man. All right? But let's get into it. At the top, probably going to get a little ownership, but I don't know how they win in this spot if he don't show up, man. The guy I'm talking about is Devin Booker. Your thumbnail, 8,100. Sign me up for Devin Booker, man. He has to play good for them to win in this spot, man. If he doesn't show up today, man, it could be sweet time for the Suns. Jaden McDaniels has been locking them up, playing very good defense on them. I expect him to get it going here, man. Pardon me. I expect him to get it going here, man. The Suns can't win unless him or Bradley Beal step up. Durant been playing very solid, but one of these other two going to have a big game, get it going. I think his book here, being back at home, he's going to be energized. I think he shows up and you get that big one from Devin Booker here in this spot, all right? Definitely like looking at him going against these Minnesota Timberwolves. Second play for you today, man. He's probably going to definitely garner some ownership, but I don't know how you not go to him with the way he's played these first 2 games. I'm talking about Pascal Siakam, 8,300, man, just 60 burgers back-to-back first 2 games, and I don't really see how they changes. He is their primary weapon on offense, man. He gets his touches in the half-court set. They kind of run the offense through him. I like going to Siakam at 8,300. He's going to garner some ownership, but with the way he's been playing, I just stay with it. He's due for some regression, sure. It could be this game where he falls off a little bit, but I don't think so. The first game back in Indiana, I take my chances, man. But he's definitely due for a bad one. 2 big ones like that. He's due for a little regression, but I'm going right back to the well with Pascal Siakam, all right? And your third and final play, man, to try to get you a little value on here. It's definitely injury related, but I got my eye on Derek Lively here, 4,300. Gafford is questionable right now, banged up over there for the Dallas Mavericks. We'll have to see. He only played, 8 minutes last game, 10 minutes, somewhere in that range. We've seen Lively average 20 minutes through these first 2 games so far in this series. If Gafford misses, I gotta think at least Lively gets 25 plus. He's a candidate for 25 plus. If Gafford misses, he should move into the starting lineup. I don't know if they want to go big minutes with him. They like to bring Kleber in to try to stretch the floor a little bit, get Zubac out of the paint. So it'd be interesting to see. It's a little risk to this play, but if Gafford misses, man, you can sign me up for Derek Lively at 4,300. It's a value piece I got my eye on right here, and we probably not gonna get that news till after the slate lock with the first game being at 5:30 and this one being at 8 o'clock. So hopefully maybe we get some news after morning shooting around and can better gauge it a little bit, but definitely watch Derek Lively here, man. He's probably, if Gafford is ruled out, he's probably going to be a top own play on the slate, but I definitely think it'll be good chalk. All right, there you have it, man. Devin Booker, Pascal Siakam, and Derek Lively over here on DK. Let's go look at FanDuel, where it's gonna be pretty much the same, man. I'm not even gonna hold you here in this spot. It's not Pascal Siakam. I'm sorry. It's Devin Booker. For all the reasons I just stated, man, I think it is just his game. He got to show up here. If Devin Booker doesn't show up in this game, I'm going to say they get swept because Beal could show up and have a big one. But Devin Booker don't show up this game, it is definitely over for the Suns, man. I'm telling you right now. They need him in this spot. It's going to be Derek Lively. Staying with my value piece at the center. Like I said, I just think he's a candidate for 25 plus minutes if Gafford misses here, man. He could be a candidate for 25 plus minutes if Gafford plays and it's just extremely limited, man. We shall see, but definitely getting the book over here on FanDuel. Definitely got my eye on Derek Lively as a potential value piece. And the only different spot over here, a guy I'm going to look at as well on FanDuel is Tyrese Halliburton, 9K. Shot the ball a little more last time out, and that resulted well for the Pacers, man. I hope he continues that. Should shoot a little better being at home, as most players tend to shoot better at home. So if he can keep those shot attempts up and with him shooting at a better percentage likely at home, I like getting to him right here, man. Halliburton should have a big game here. He hasn't really just had a big one in this series. He's been very solid, but I'm expecting him to score a little more in this matchup and lead the Pacers to another victory here. They're pretty solid favorite here in this matchup, so Vegas think they get it done. I think Halliburton shows up. Him and Siakam get it handled today at home. All right, there you have it, man. 3 plays on FanDuel: Devin Booker, Tyrese Halliburton, and Derek Lively. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. You know they're gonna be in mine. All right, that's gonna do it for us here today, man. Y'all know the motto: chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll catch y'all next time. All right, let's get it.